Here is your General Hospital spoilers sneak peek video for October 27th, 31st, 2025. It's another eventful week at Monica's house when Tracy ends up back in her family's living room in time for Ronnie to angrily accuse someone else of spiking her tea. We also hear Marty promising someone that nobody will figure out that they are working together, with money being exchanged. Is that person Ronnie, or is Marty's plan much more complicated than that? We know he found a letter to Monica in Drew's house and called someone soon after Monica died. But does Ronnie know what Marty is really up to? It looks like we will get a lot of answers this week as Drew tries to become the new owner of Monica's house. Sidwell is back front and center this week as he conspires with his son and oops the ante with Sonny before the vote on the big referendum next week. Sidwell is also getting annoyed with Professor Dalton because he is not producing results fast enough for Sidwell's liking. So, Sidwell fires Dalton from whatever nefarious project he is working on, just as Gio and Emma are on the case again. It appears that Sidwell hires Britt as Dalton's replacement. Has Britt been secretly working for Sidwell all along, or is Sidwell the competition? Perhaps there are competing criminal masterminds, and Britt can bring the secrets she knows to Sidwell's side of things. Despite it not being her business at all, Jordan does what Jordan is apt to do and tells Curtis that Portia is pregnant. Portia rightfully asked Jordan to mind her own business, but this otherwise intelligent woman can't seem to do that where Portia and Curtis are concerned. Needless to say, Curtis is in shock. He and Portia had planned to divorce, and Portia did plan to tell Curtis. She was just waiting for a paternity test first, but in the end, this is not Jordan's secret to tell. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Messy Syrup. It's me, Abby, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. Here are your General Hospital spoilers for Monday, October 27th, 2025. Ronnie heard a whole lot about Drew Kane before she ever opened the door of Monica's house to find him standing there with his big, gleaming politician's smile. Drew did everything he could to pour on the charm until Danny and Rocco got home, and he showed his true colors. Ronnie gets to see even more of Drew's fun side when Laura arrives and takes him to task for talking to her grandson like that. Drew tries to cover for himself with Ronnie and return to house talk. He tells her that all she has to do is name a price. Will Ronnie really turn around and sell her sister's house to this horrible man standing before her? Trina is surprised when she walks in on Isaiah and her mother during a close moment and wonders what she could be interrupting. Once alone, Trina and Portia have a heart-to-heart talk. Will Portia tell Trina that she and Curtis are filing for divorce? Will she even tell her daughter that she is pregnant? If so, she will likely leave out the part where she is not sure who the father is. How will Trina react to any of this news? Will she tell her mother that she and Kai tried to solve their big Drew problem? After his talk with Lois, Gio has a lot of thinking to do. He no longer blames Brooklyn and Dante for the secret that was kept from him for so long because he was also in the dark. However, he is not quite sure how to forge ahead with a relationship with them, as he still thinks of Camilla as his mom. Gio turns to Emma for advice, but will she have the right words for him? Emma has wanted Gio to make peace with his new identity as a Quartermain for months, and now might finally be time for him to do it. General Hospital spoilers hint that Jen Sidwell is slated to fire Henry Hank Dalton from his research project and replace him with Britt Westbourne. Will the PCU prof jump ship over to the WSB? While Britt has made it very clear she wants a fresh new chapter in Port Charles, the lack of money and lack of enthusiasm from her hospital colleagues and friends regarding her return have made it very difficult for her to walk a straight and narrow path. Plus, it's clear that money wasn't the only motivation for her research at the Five Poppies Resort. Medication was. While the ABC soap has yet to confirm that Cesar Faison is still alive, it's hard not to think that the person named C who left her meds in the apartment above Bobby's is her father, the very same person who is the big investor for the research going down at the hospital in Five Poppies. Still, there's speculation that C may be someone else who simply has Cesar's memory or brain, like Peter August, or that Nathan West isn't Nathan, rather a Cesar imposter. Regardless, Britt may not want to get involved with the research at the hospital and take over Dalton's position. However, she may not have a choice if she's blackmailed. With that said, at some point during the week of October 27th, Britt will be in and Dalton will be out. Someone will come up with the idea that Britt should lead the research at the hospital. So could the PCU prof be so jilted with the switcheroo and plans that he decides to go rogue? Jack Brennan is hot on the case and may sense a power shift or catch Dalton just as he's given the boot. Could Dalton spill the beans on what's being researched and who exactly is in charge? At the very least, Dalton must have some information to help the WSB get on track and zero in on the illegal research activity and who's at the forefront of the research, so he'll be a resource to the agency either way. Still, as there is far more story to tell with all this, could Dalton promise to pass on information, only to get axed before he gets the chance to spill the proverbial beans? He may offer up an interesting hint before he gets the axe. Dalton is an expendable character, and with November sweeps starting this week, his death could prove to be a shocking plot twist in this saga. As GH fans know, Sidwell has no conscience when it comes to unaliving his enemies or anyone he believes to be a threat. Heck, he even caused the demise of Judge Eva Heron, and she followed orders. If Sidwell senses that Dalton could make a sketchy move, he'd have no issues launching an attack on the PCU prof before he can make it to Brennan. General Hospital spoilers suggest a roller coaster ride for fans where this storyline is concerned, so viewers will have to tune in to see how this arc plays out. The General Hospital preview for the week of October 27th reveals Curtis Ashford will receive some potentially life-changing news. Also coming up, Ronnie Bard will make a shocking accusation. Plus, Jen Sidwell will supplant Henry Dalton. And who is Martin Gray working with? GH spoilers tease Sidwell is not pleased with Dalton. "I'm tired of your failure to make progress," the mobster tells the professor in the GH weekly preview. "You're being replaced." Then Britt Westbourne will walk into the room. Over at the Quartermain estate, Ronnie will come to a stunning realization. "Tracy didn't spike my drink," she'll say. Ronnie will point her finger at someone. "You did!" she'll exclaim. So it looks like Tracy is in the clear. But who will Ronnie accuse of drugging her? Meanwhile, Martin will be up to no good as usual. "They're never going to figure out we're working together," he'll say to someone. Martin will also receive a check from a woman. However, the preview doesn't show her face. So who is it? Other GH spoilers tease Anna Devane will get some surprising news. Plus, Ned Quartermain and Olivia Quartermain will witness a tense confrontation. Finally, Curtis will receive some unexpected news during a conversation with Jordan Ashford. "Portia is pregnant," she'll tell an astonished Curtis. Of course, he also won't realize the baby might not be his. Nevertheless, will Curtis decide to confront his estranged wife about her bun in the oven? Keep watching GH to find out. At any rate, it looks like a great week is coming up. Keep reading The Soap Scoop for more General Hospital spoilers and news. And make sure you join our free GH Facebook group. On General Hospital, Monica's death may have rocked everyone in Port Charles, but her memorial kicked off the highly anticipated debut of Erica Slezak's character. Ronnie, as fans now know her, has been polarizing since arriving at the Quartermain mansion, and Tracy has pegged her as a con artist from the beginning. However, over time, the line between the scam of the century and the clueless scapegoat becomes murkier than ever. The timing of Ronnie's arrival in Port Charles couldn't be worse. The optics make it appear as if her much wealthier sister passed away, and she swooped in looking for a way to secure some of the fortune. Tracy clocked it from the beginning, immediately suspicious of Ronnie's motives on the day of the memorial. However, Ronnie vehemently denied any ill intentions regarding her appearance, and she simply wanted to know more about her sister. Still, the reading of the will was a red flag that Ronnie may have been complicit in a sinister ulterior motive. Much to everyone's shock at the reading of the will, Michael was not given the house. Instead, Ronnie, a woman estranged from her sister for several decades, was named as the new owner of the massive estate. Ronnie was essentially a stranger to everyone who knew and loved Monica throughout her time in Port Charles, and she was being gifted one of the most prized possessions of the Quartermain family. Tracy is no saint, and she and Monica had their fair share of ups and downs, but she expected more from her chosen sister. If Ronnie is truly running a scam on Tracy and the rest of the Quartermaine family, Brooklyn's tea party was executed to perfection. At the event, Ronnie appeared belligerent, and Tracy was the first to claim she was a sloppy drunk. However, Elizabeth confirmed that no alcohol was present in her drink. This gave Ronnie an aha moment, leading her to openly accuse Tracy of drugging her. Ronnie was convincing enough in her assertion that Tracy's own family members turned their back on her, siding with Monica's long-lost sister. If Ronnie's endgame on General Hospital was to get the house and get rid of the biggest thorn in the side, this was by far the way to accomplish it. Tracy has been adamant that she wasn't responsible for drugging Ronnie, but all signs point to her being vindictive enough to do so. However, it's beginning to look like Ronnie may not be a knowing conspirator in whatever hijinks are happening. While it's clear that some form of forging took place with Monica's will, Ronnie would be just as much of a victim as everyone who was left out of the will. She seemed genuinely convinced that Tracy was responsible for drugging her, and she hasn't shown any signs of negative intentions toward the rest of the family. Ronnie stood up to Drew on Friday's all-new episode, and also exhibited a great deal of compassion toward Quartermaine relatives such as Michael and Gio. Marty found correspondence between Monica and Ronnie, which likely gave him the idea to sabotage Tracy and create a version of the will that left everything to Monica's forgotten sibling. Originally, it seemed entirely plausible that Ronnie and Marty were in collusion to secure a windfall for each other, but now it appears that Ronnie will become just as much of a victim when the truth finally comes out. Eventually, Monica's actual will is going to surface, and Ronnie will be left with nothing. While she could still end up implicated in the con, that doesn't appear to be the case. She is being portrayed in recent episodes as a genuine, kind-hearted woman who just happened to be the best possible pawn in a game of human battleship between Tracy and Marty. It's unclear exactly which direction the story will go, but considering Ronnie won't remain on General Hospital for long, the fallout, whichever way it goes, will send her back to where she came from. General Hospital spoilers update for the week. October 27th, 31s, reveals that Nathan West will deliver a fierce threat while Tracy Quartermaine gets drunk. Drew Kane will also face a stumbling block, so some excitement is on the way in Port Charles. At the Quartermaine mansion, Laura Collins will go up against Drew and try to show Veronica Ronnie Bard that he really is the terrible person everyone makes him out to be. However, Ronnie seems to be getting fed up with her new life in Port Charles and may soon be eager to go back to her previous one. Since Ronnie will make a jaw-dropping announcement, she might confirm that she's moving forward with selling the Quartermaine mansion. The question is, will Ronnie sell it to Drew? Drew could indeed end up with the house if he makes Ronnie an offer she can't refuse. Although Drew will later face a stumbling block of some sort, that may just be a temporary challenge to conquer. Of course, it's possible that stumbling block will be about trying to get Willow Tate out of prison, since that's high on Drew's list of priorities too. As for Nina Reeves, she'll be willing to get down in the mud for Willow's sake. We'll see Nina take drastic action and try to make sure Willow's a free woman again. Nathan West could end up troubled over Nina's behavior. Or maybe it'll be Britt Westbourne who he has to keep in line. It's even possible Nathan has another Jack Brennan run-in brewing, but we know Nathan will deliver a fierce threat to someone in the coming episodes. Jason Morgan will also get into an argument with Carly Spencer, so it may not take him long to realize she's plotting some risky Brennan payback. Next, let's discuss Curtis Ashford, since he'll find out something that leaves him spinning out. Will Jordan Ashford tell Curtis about the pregnancy puzzle pieces she put together regarding Portia Robinson? Curtis and Isaiah Gannon will eventually have a heated confrontation while Portia reaches out to Ava Jerome for assistance. Britt will also spar with Elizabeth Baldwin on the job, so some tense scenes are on the way. Back with Jason, he'll manage to leave Britt taken aback. Will that involve a nice surprise or an unpleasant one instead? Other GH spoilers say Tracy will throw back plenty of booze, so she'll get drunk to forget her problems. Cody Bell will also go looking for legal guidance, and perhaps hope he can help Tracy gain control of the Q-Mans. Finally, Brennan will make a pitch right around the time Britt gets some fresh orders to follow. Will Britt strike a new deal with Brennan? One that could her out of Steinmauer, and perhaps put her back in Professor Henry Hank Dalton's orbit? General Hospital spoilers say Britt may get some tricky news and have to make some updates to her cover-up strategy along the way when it comes to the secrets she's still keeping. General Hospital spoilers for the next 3 weeks, October 27th to November 14th, reveal that Carly Spencer will set Jack Brennan's trap while Curtis Ashford has a baby meltdown. Britt Westbourne will also receive a new mission, so some twists and turns are ahead in Port Charles. The week of October 27th-31st will bring some tension between Carly and Jason Morgan. Jason may sense that Carly's cooking up some Brennan vengeance and worry about the trouble she'll land in. Over with Nina Reeves, she'll use a dirty strategy and hope it pays off for Willow Tate. Meanwhile, Curtis will get the shock of his life, so he may lose it over Portia Robinson's pregnancy, especially if Jordan Ashford is the one who leaks the news. Isaiah Gannon will end up clashing with Curtis and perhaps rushing to Portia's defense, so he may get baby updates too and realize he's a biodad option. Other GH spoilers say Veronica Ronnie Bard will make a bold declaration. Ronnie's about to announce something that'll throw the Quartermains for a loop, so it may involve putting the Q Mansion up for sale. Drew Kane might be able to get his hands on it despite the latest drama in front of Ronnie, though it's also possible someone else could make the purchase instead. Whatever the case, Tracy Quartermain will use booze for comfort and will wind up taking a walk down memory lane with Lucy Coe as they remember Alan Quartermain. Britt will also get roped into a new mission, so we'll see if Brennan might force her into one involving Professor Henry Hank Dalton and his research. Speaking of Dalton, Emma Scorpio Drake will do a little more scheming with Giovanni Gio Palmieri when it comes to their takedown goals. It's easy to imagine Emma getting in over her head during the week of November 3-7 and beyond. Britt might have to play rescuer for Emma at some point, depending on how all this plays out. In the meantime, Jen's Sidwell will do some plotting of his own, so that'll make some trouble for Laura Collins when it comes to the upcoming election. Of course, Michael and Jacinda Bracken will keep up their fake romantic act if all goes well. It could even lead to real feelings and love confessions as this storyline moves along. Nevertheless, Willow will count on Alexis Davis to do whatever it takes to free her. Alexis isn't happy about it, but she knows she may have to make Michael look guilty in court if she wants to properly defend Willow. There'll also be more revelations related to Britt, Nathan West, and Cesar Faison as Anna Devane digs deep for the truth. However, answers will bring even more questions and could put Anna's life at stake as she tries to gather more intel. During the week of November 10-14th, Carly may escalate her Brennan revenge plans. Valentine Cassadine feels confident Brennan won't know what hit him if Carly can keep Jack's trust and pretend she loves him more than anything or anyone else. While Carly takes the necessary steps to set Brennan's trap, Nathan may grow closer to James West. Will James ask to live with his real dad and leave Damian Spinelli heartbroken? General Hospital spoilers say Britt may have more concerns due to the Nathan-related secrets she's keeping, so stay tuned. General Hospital spoilers preview video for the week of October 27-31 indicates some explosive moments in Port Charles as Martin Gray and Veronica Ronnie Bard's scheme is exposed, while Jen Sidwell fires Professor Henry Hank Dalton and replaces him with Britt Westbourne. The GH preview for the next 5 days has been released, and it looks like the final week of October will end with a bang. The video opens with Martin's voice saying, "They are never going to figure out that we're working together," as a close-up of Lulu Spencer is shown, looking pensive. In addition, Ned Quartermain and Olivia Falconeri Quartermain are revealed looking stunned in the Q Mansion living room, as their eyes shift back and forth watching a confrontation. The next clip is a close-up of a woman slipping a check back to a man at the Metro Court restaurant, and Martin's face is then shown, looking very worried. Who is Martin working with? Could it be Ronnie? Are they both in on the scheme to fake Monica Quartermain's will together? Or is someone else working with the lawyer? Then again, these GH previews just love to swerve viewers, so the check scene at the Metro Court could be another storyline altogether. It's hard to say, as the following clip in the General Hospital preview is of Ronnie, looking quite upset, declaring that, "Tracy didn't spike my drink, you did." Tracy Quartermain is right next to Ronnie at the Q Mansion as she's saying this, so who is Ronnie accusing? Regardless, Anna Devane is shown after Ronnie's claim, as she's in her office and looks shocked as she says, "What?" It almost looks like Anna is replying to Ronnie's statement, but that is likely not the case. Speaking of being caught off guard, Curtis Ashford is highlighted in the GH preview for the week of October 27-31st, as he is given some unexpected news by Jordan Ashford. Jordan's voice can be heard as she tells him that Portia Robinson is pregnant. So will Curtis confront his estranged wife about what Jordan has told him? As the video wraps up, Sidwell appears and can be heard saying, "I'm tired of your failure to make progress." A clip of PCU Professor Dalton is revealed, looking uncertain as Sidwell states, "You're being replaced." Sidwell then points to the door and Britt walks through it. General Hospital spoilers hint that Britt taking over Dalton's research can't be a good sign when it comes to reunion hopes with Jason Morgan. So what will prompt her, or who will blackmail her, into resuming her 5 Poppies research at the hospital? June Lockhart, the Hollywood legend known to General Hospital fans as Felicia's beloved grandmother, Mariah Ramirez, has died at the age of 100. According to People, Lockhart died on the evening of Thursday, October 23, 2025, in Santa Monica. She was with her daughter, June Elizabeth, and her granddaughter, Christiana, when she passed. The cause of death is said to be natural causes. Lockhart was born on June 25, 1925, to actor parents in New York City. At age 8, she made her performing debut at New York's Metropolitan Opera House. By age 13, she had made her movie debut in A Christmas Carol. Lockhart's career spanned more than 8 decades and resulted in countless movie and television roles. She was best known for her roles on the TV series Lassie and Lost in Space. She played the mother on both shows, but her career didn't start or end there. Lockhart was a Hollywood mainstay for most of her life, appearing in such movies as Meet Me in St. Louis and The Yearling. She also had roles on numerous popular television series, including Petticoat Junction, Murder, She Wrote, Full House, Magnum P.I., Grey's Anatomy, Beverly Hills, 90210 Show, Marcus Welby, M.D., Babylon 5, and Roseanne. In 1984, she made her soap opera debut when she took on the role of Mariah on General Hospital, the woman who raised Felicia Cummings Jones' Scorpio, and the character Maxie is named for, as Maxie's given name is Mariah Maximilia Jones. Until a few years ago, Felicia would still travel to Texas to visit her grandmother. Lockhart played Mariah for 4 years and appeared in 46 episodes of the ABC soap. According to People, Lockhart also had a love of the American presidency and met various presidents through the years. She even had a lifetime White House press pass she would use at her leisure for decades. Lockhart was married to John F. Maloney from 1951 to 1959, and they had 2 daughters, Anne and June Elizabeth. She and Monica are connected forever. After months of being lied to by her daughter, Carly has finally learned that Joss is working for the WSB on General Hospital. Carly is horrified. Carly is concerned. Carly is playing dress-up. But could this also lead to the ultimate realization for our Caroline Spencer? Carly was living in ignorant bliss, unaware that Joss was running around the world, playing spy, pretending to be married to Hunky Vaughn, and, oh yeah, killing people. People who have a job killing people put themselves at risk of being killed back. Carly doesn't understand how or why her little girl could have opted for such a dangerous lifestyle. Was it something Carly did? She can't think of anything. Carly always took such good care of Joss, surrounding her by love and family, and guards who'd protect her from stepfather Sonny's enemies. Where could Joss have gotten the idea that violence was an acceptable, not to mention kind of sexy, way of life? Carly is stymied. Stymied, we tell you. 30 years ago, Monica was the mother who couldn't understand why her beloved son, Jason, decided to discard his life of pre-med and Christmas sweaters in order to wear tight black t-shirts and kill people for the same Sonny who once protected Joss so well. At least, in Monica's case, she knew the culprit was a car accident, a brain injury, and a mobster who convinced her son that protecting him was a much nobler profession than healing the sick. She was as devastated then as Carly is now. Kudos to GH for connecting these 2 stories so beautifully. Back in the day, Carly totally supported Jason, turning his back on his family. She even followed in his footsteps by keeping Michael away from the evil Quartermains and preferring that he be raised by the loving and gentle Sonny. But now that her own daughter is embarking on a dangerous and secret life, will Carly finally see the past through Monica's eyes and realize the role she played in devastating her? And he isn't the only one. The General Hospital Spoilers video preview for the week of October 27, 2025 is here. Find out what dramatic and heartbreaking situations will happen this week in Port Charles. Some chaotic stuff happens this week on GH. Example number 1. Martin Gray reveals what fans long expected. He messed with Monica's will. Somehow, he changed it to leave the Quartermain house to Ronnie and leave Tracy a jar of relish. And he isn't working alone. "They're never going to figure out we're working together," Martin says to someone, most likely Ronnie. It's like Ronnie's in town to cause as much chaos as possible, because all of a sudden she's yelling, "Tracy didn't spike my drink, you did!" Is she really accusing Anna, or is someone else her target? What's going on? And who is ultimately going to solve this mystery? Lulu. Another secret that gets outed is Portia's pregnancy. It really sounds like Jordan might be the one who breaks the news to Curtis. Weekly teasers suggest that Curtis is left reeling, and hearing this news will likely do just that. Meanwhile, Sidwell pops up and is playing the mega manipulator once again. "I'm tired of your failure to make progress. You're being replaced," he reveals. It feels like he's kicking Professor Dalton to the curb and replacing him with Britt, who walks into the room looking pleased with herself. Does this mean Sidwell is the one actually in charge of this cold fusion experimenting, or is he still answering to someone? And exactly what are they trying to concoct in that lab? General Hospital's Willow has two fierce defenders in Drew and Chase. The latter, though, keeps getting dangerously close to crossing a few lines, and it's so out of character for him. Chase is laser-focused on being there for Willow as he tries to prove she didn't shoot Drew. It's not Chase standing up for Willow that is the issue with him, but rather the way he's got her back. In the process of being Weeping Willow's latest defender, Chase is alienating many people he considered friends. Chase is coming for Michael after believing Willow that he set her up. The detective is also clashing with Dante, as Chase's line between cop and friend is beyond blurred. Plus, all of Chase's attention is focused on Willow, even as his wife, Brooke Lynn, deals with her own family issues, like the Tracy and Ronnie debacle. Chase's actions are far from those of the dutiful cop and good guy that GH fans have come to love. Social media has been buzzing about Chase as his obsession with Willow grows. Chase wants Michael to see reason where Willow is concerned. Chase is a good man, but has lost his ability to reason when it comes to Willow, wrote a fan on X. Another fan on X said what so many think: "I'm really getting annoyed with Chase defending Willow. Chase is so obsessed with Willow, it's getting weird," insisted one X-fan. A different X-fan expressed, "Viewers know Willow gaslit Sasha. We saw her with Daisy. What she did to someone's baby was heartless AF. Chase deserves to go down for siding with Willow. He's an idiot." Here's hoping Chase gets his stuff figured out soon. But it's GH, so that likely won't happen until it costs him everything, including his wife. General Hospital saw Carly Spencer drop in on Valentine Cassadine at Steinmauer Prison, and they made an alliance that nobody saw coming. But will there be a more personal aspect to this than just them working together to take down a mutual enemy? We're going to talk about whether Carly and Valentine's partnership may go from just pursuing revenge and turn into pursuing a little romance as well. Recently, we saw Carly give Jack Brennan a chance, one last chance to come clean and admit he recruited Jocelyn Jacks into the WSB. But instead of admitting the truth, Jack lied right to Carly's face and played it off. When she mentioned Jocelyn being in danger, Jack acted under the assumption that Carly was talking about Vaughn, Bryce Durf. Jack said that Joss was never in any danger and wasn't part of Vaughn's WSB mission. That's not just one lie, that's two blatant lies, and that did it. Carly was livid, but she held it in check, and he doesn't know how mad she is. The next thing we saw, of course, she was dialing up Damian Spinelli to arrange a very convincing fake identities that Carly said had to stand up to major scrutiny. Spinelli did a good job because Carly jetted off to Steinau in Switzerland and surprised Valentine. Of course, he was in absolute shock to see Carly at all, never mind her in disguise and pretending to be Valentine's lawyer. The shocks kept coming when Carly told Valentine she's going to take Jack down, and she asked if he wanted in on it. After talking to Valentine, we saw Carly was even more furious with Jack because Valentine was very forthcoming. He told her a lot of stuff. As they talked, and Carly was asking why and how Jack recruited her daughter, Joss, that got her thinking, and then she was, like I said, nuclear mad. Valentine explained how the WSB recruits and how they get leverage over people so they can bring them in. When Carly was talking about the timing of Joss's recruitment after Dex Heller died and his killer went missing, well, inspiration struck Valentine. He suggested to Carly that it's possible that Jocelyn killed Cyrus Renault, and that Jack facilitated that to see how far she would go. We all know, yeah, Joss did kill Cyrus, and Jack set it all up. Carly is absolutely appalled that Jack, the man she was falling in love with, has turned her daughter into a killer. And now Joss is a secret agent who was living this dangerous life, so Carly's determined to ruin Jack, to take him down, and to get Joss out of the WSB. Valentine told Carly that neither he nor she can take down Jack on their own, so now Carly has made a deal with Valentine to work together to destroy Jack. When they were talking strategy, Valentine said Carly's the key to dismantling Jack because he trusts Carly more than anybody else in this world, which is true. Valentine was saying that Carly needs to go back to Port Charles and convince Jack that she loves him more than anyone and more than anything. But what I'm wondering is, while plotting to take down Jack, are we going to see Carly and Valentine getting romantic? Could Carly fall in love with Valentine and he reciprocate? We do know that Carly's got no problem dating a man who is villainous, who operates in gray areas. She almost married Franco Baldwin, who was a reformed serial killer, and at the time she thought had arranged for Michael Corinthos to be assaulted in prison. You know, she looked past that. Carly is best friends with hitman Jason Morgan, and Carly was married to and made babies with mobster Sonny Corinthos. Plus, she was falling for Jack, a man who was arrested the day he planned to kidnap her, and she knew that. I don't feel like Carly falling for Valentine is a stretch. He's kind of right in Carly's wheelhouse of making inappropriate love life choices. And Valentine, he's got a history of dating strong, fierce, gorgeous, confident, successful, badass women just like Carly. He was madly in love and married to Nina Reeves, even when she was doing crazy stuff. And for years, he was totally fixated on Anna Devane, even when he thought she was a double agent doing dangerous stuff. So yeah, Carly is also right up Valentine's alley. And yeah, he's a bad guy, but he's also a loving father, and I do think she respects that. I could actually see Carly and Valentine getting involved and falling for each other, especially because they're both nursing broken hearts. Carly with Jack because now he's crushed her, and Valentine with Anna because it's finally and really over. So, they're kind of both in this vulnerable, lonely, misunderstood spot right now on General Hospital. If Carly and Valentine did get together, can you imagine the reaction and the fallout in Port Charles? Sonny and Jason would lose their minds, and Jack would flip out if Carly decided to be with Valentine. And then there's Nina. I mean, can you even imagine she'd go full nuclear if Carly got with her ex-husband Valentine? Because remember, it wasn't that long ago Carly read Nina for filth, saying that she hooked up with Drew Kane because he was Carly's leftovers. Nina would probably have lots to say because she and Carly loathe each other. They are only polite when they have to be, which isn't often. So Nina may also try to go to Valentine and ask him, "What are you doing? Don't get involved with Carly." Nina may try to shut it down. I'm sure Jason and Sonny would, but I don't think that would work. Valentine, of course, needs to get out of that WSB prison so he and Carly can take down Jack together. I do think Carly may be looking for a way to make that happen, to get him out of there. She knows people who could help. You never know, especially if Jack was disgraced at the WSB thanks to her involvement. You know, setting him up for failure. I actually loved seeing Carly with Valentine. It was out of the blue. And it was surprising. It was fresh. And if they take it from plotting to passion, that would be even better. Carly getting wooed and falling for Valentine would be something new. I think it would be quite exciting, not the same old same old. So, I'm absolutely here for it because I love a good twist, but I would also love it if James Patrick Stewart was sticking around on a long-term basis. By the way, there is a rumor I heard a while back that Chris McKenna might be leaving. I heard it a little while ago, and then nothing came of it. He is on contract, but if they destroy Jack, well, it might happen. We'll see how it works out. But I would absolutely love to see Valentine and Carly's revenge plan ramp up and also turn into a romance. A veteran actress has left the soap opera, and another could be following suit. Here's the latest comings and goings casting news from General Hospital for the week of October 27-31st. Find out the details as well as if any popular stars from yesteryear are joining the soap this week or in the near future, and if any newcomers are boarding the ABC drama in contract, recurring, or day player roles. Rena Sofer wraps her run. Rena Sofer has concluded her latest stint as Lois Derulo. Lois left Port Charles to manage Blaze's music tour, but the door remains open for her return. Erika Slezak's exit possible. Erika Slezak returns to deliver a shocking announcement to the Quartermaines on Wednesday, October 29th. The One Life to Live alum reportedly finished filming her scenes, suggesting her GH stay may be brief. Next Generation returns. Asher Antonazin and Finn Carr both return to GH starting Monday, October 27th, bringing new teen energy to Port Charles. Mob drama intensifies. Carlo Rota debuts as mobster Sidwell, who approaches Sonny in scenes airing Monday, October 27th. Legal and WSB. Intrigue. Adrian Ancondo and Nazneen Contractor reappear in pivotal legal storylines, while Chris McKenna is back Friday, October 31st, to make a mysterious proposition. Rena Sofer wrapped up her recent run as Lois Derulo. The character left town last week to tackle a new job as Blaze's tour manager. As always, the door has been left open for her return in the future. Meanwhile, Erika Slezak is back as Ronnie Bard, the late Monica's sister. Look for the character to make an announcement that shocks the Quartermaine clan on Wednesday, October 29th. Could it be that she's leaving Port Charles? It was reported that Slezak, who began airing on September 26th, completed filming her scenes on GH the same day. Asher Antonazin returns as Danny Morgan, Jason's son, and Finn Carr is back as Rocco Cherry, Dante and Lulu's son. The teens begin appearing on Monday, October 27th. Carlo Rota pops in as Sidwell. Look for the mobster to approach Maurice Benard's Sonny on Monday, October 27th. Adrian Anchondo gets more airtime as Marco Rios. The lawyer returns to the screen this week. Nazneen Contractor resurfaces as Justine Turner. The assistant district attorney grills Jordan on Thursday, October 30th. Chris McKenna gets more screen time as Jack Brennan. Look for the WSB chief to make a proposition to someone on Friday, October 31st. The upcoming episode of General Hospital promises explosive confrontations and emotional turning points. As family ties strain and secrets mount, Port Charles residents will face new choices. From Laura's fiery exchange with Drew to Portia's growing dilemma, chaos brews under calm smiles. Laura Collins won't hold back when she confronts Drew Kane at the Quartermaine mansion. She's furious over his recent actions involving Danny and Rocco, determined to defend the boys. Drew, however, stands his ground, claiming his intentions were misunderstood. Despite Laura's attempt to mediate, Drew refuses to back down. His focus remains on sealing the Quartermaine mansion deal, even if it means challenging Laura's authority. Tensions rise, and the air thickens as both stand firm on their beliefs. Sonny Corinthos will face unsettling updates from Christina. She reveals Alexis's risky legal deal with Drew for Scout's visitation rights. The news leaves Sonny frustrated, especially when he learns Danny still isn't allowed near Scout. To make matters worse, Sonny's encounter with Jen Sidwell turns hostile. Jens pushes Sonny's buttons and later meets Marco Rios to discuss a dark plan. Whether Jens intends to harm Sonny or Drew remains unclear, but danger is closing in. At the hospital, Portia Robinson and Isaiah Gannon's private moment gets interrupted when Trina walks in. Trina senses the tension and suspects more than friendship between them. Later, Portia considers confessing her feelings, but hesitates, fearing how her daughter will react. However, the bigger secret weighing on Portia's mind is her pregnancy. Jordan already knows, but Portia chooses silence for now. The truth, though, can't stay buried forever, especially with Curtis back in the picture. Nathan West finds himself in a tricky position when Lulu expresses concern about Rocco. She's uneasy about Rocco's interactions with Britt and the recent dinner involving Nathan, Britt, and Liesl. Nathan promises to watch over Rocco and ensure his safety. But Lulu's nerves won't ease. She grows more anxious when she hears Rocco confronted Drew. The thought of her son entangled in adult conflicts leaves her on edge, fearing another family fallout. Meanwhile, Gio Palmieri leans on Emma Scorpio Drake once again. The young pair share heartfelt conversations about family struggles and personal pain. Emma offers him comfort and a sense of understanding he desperately needs. Their growing bond sparks curiosity among fans. Could this friendship evolve into something deeper? Either way, their connection gives Gio a rare moment of peace in a turbulent time. General Hospital Update. For October 27, 2025, teases heated emotions, hidden truths, and risky alliances. As Laura fights for family, Portia hides her biggest secret yet, and Sunny faces another storm. The drama in Port Charles refuses to slow down. Stay tuned for more exclusive General Hospital updates only on Soap Opera Daily, your daily dose of daytime drama. Reina Sofer's latest run as Lois Cerullo came to an emotional end during the October 24th episode of General Hospital. Lois shared a heartfelt farewell with her daughter Brooklyn before leaving Port Charles once again. The exit marks the conclusion of Sofer's 2023 return to the long-running ABC soap, though producers confirm this may not be goodbye forever, Soap Opera Digest reported. Sofer first joined General Hospital in 1993 as the vibrant and outspoken Lois Cerullo, a fan favorite who quickly became one half of a daytime super couple alongside Ned Ashton. Their chemistry and charm made them one of the defining pairs of the 90s soap era. Sofer's portrayal earned her a Daytime Emmy Award in '95, solidifying her place in GH history. After leaving in 1996 to start a family with Kurth, Sofer transitioned into primetime television with appearances on Friends, Seinfeld, Just Shoot Me, and 24. She later returned to daytime as Quinn Fuller on The Bold and the Beautiful, where she spent nearly a decade until 2022. When Lois returned in 2023, it was a full-circle moment for GH viewers who had long hoped to see her again. Sofer's comeback was originally slated as a limited run, but was extended due to the overwhelmingly positive response. Her storyline placed Lois at the heart of one of the show's most emotional plots, Brooklyn's discovery that Lois had kept secrets about her teenage pregnancy and the son she'd given up. In her final scenes, Lois revealed she was leaving for Seoul, South Korea, to serve as a tour manager for Blaze. Through tears, she assured Brooklyn, "The second you need me, I will drop everything and come running." It was a fitting exit for the loyal, big-hearted Lois, and one that left the door wide open for a future return. Sofer and her husband, director Sanford Bookstaver, recently moved to upstate New York, making regular filming in Los Angeles more challenging. Still, a GH insider confirmed that the door is always open for the Emmy-winning actress to reprise the role. Curtis's life is about to change, reeling, revealing, and feeling. Here are the 3 major moments to watch out for this week on General Hospital. What a time it's been for Curtis. As if feuding with Drew isn't bad enough, now he and Portia have decided to end their marriage. There's just one snag. Portia is pregnant. While Portia doesn't know whether the father is Curtis or Isaiah, after Jordan put the pieces of Portia's pregnancy together, she's been debating telling her ex. On Tuesday, spoilers tease that Curtis will be left reeling, followed by a tense encounter with Isaiah on Wednesday. Will Curtis learn his soon-to-be ex-wife is pregnant? And worse, that Isaiah could be the father? Ronnie may appear sweet and innocent, but after Brooklyn's tea party, she showed that she's got a bad side, and Tracy was on the receiving end of it. Now, as if kicking Tracy out of her family home wasn't shocking enough, Ronnie is about to make an announcement on Wednesday that shocks the Quartermains. GH fans have speculated about Ronnie since her arrival to Port Charles, Everything from her working with Martin to actually being another personality of OLTL's Vicky Lord. Will this announcement confirm fans' suspicions about her? Tracy and Lucy will end the week reminiscing about Alan. Alan has been on Tracy's mind now that she's packed up all his relics and moved them to her new digs at Lulu's house. And when she sees Lucy, the two may put their differences aside to remember the laughs, the tears, and the iconic red wedding dress. Rena Sofer's emotional farewell as Lois Cerullo left fans reaching for tissues, but GH confirms the fan favorite could still come home again. Rena Sofer's latest run as Lois Cerullo came to an emotional end during the October 24th episode of General Hospital. Lois shared a heartfelt farewell with her daughter Brooke Lynn before leaving Port Charles once again. The exit marks the conclusion of Sofer's 2023 return to the long-running ABC soap, though producers confirm this may not be goodbye forever, Soap Opera Digest reported. Sofer first joined General Hospital in 1993 as the vibrant and outspoken Lois Cerullo, a fan favorite who quickly became one half of a daytime super couple alongside Ned Ashton. Their chemistry and charm made them one of the defining pairs of the 90s soap era. Sofer's portrayal earned her a Daytime Emmy Award in 1995, solidifying her place in GH history. After leaving in 1996 to start a family with Kurth, Sofer transitioned into primetime television with appearances on Friends, Seinfeld, Just Shoot Me, and 24. She later returned to daytime as Quinn Fuller on The Bold and the Beautiful, where she spent nearly a decade until 2022. When Lois returned in 2023, it was a full-circle moment for GH viewers, who had long hoped to see her again. Sofer's comeback was originally slated as a limited run, but was extended due to the overwhelmingly positive response. Her storyline placed Lois at the heart of one of the show's most emotional plots, Brooke Lynn's discovery that Lois had kept secrets about her teenage pregnancy and the son she'd given up. In her final scenes, Lois revealed she was leaving for Seoul, South Korea, to serve as a tour manager for Blaze. Through tears, she assured Brooke Lynn, "The second you need me, I will drop everything and come running." It was a fitting exit for the loyal, big-hearted Lois, and one that left the door wide open for a future return. Sofer and her husband, director Sanford Bookstaver, recently moved to upstate New York, making regular filming in Los Angeles more challenging. Still, a GH insider confirmed that the door is always open for the Emmy-winning actress to reprise the role. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.